Hi, my name's Tom, and I just thought I'd like to share a few words with you today about what fatherhood really means to me, and kind of how I came about to be one. Um, but when I was growing up, I grew up in a Midwest setting, and very shy, kind of introverted, little parochial school. I guess I would say I was kind of a spiritual kid, but not anything out of the ordinary, I guess you would say, for a little Midwestern kid. But as I was growing older, I realized pretty early on that I really didn't know what I wanted to do in life besides one thing. Because when I got to my teen years, I realized that I wanted to be a father and I wanted to be married. And in this day and age, people always kind of seem to second guess relationships and stuff. And at the time, I really didn't. I that's one thing I knew what to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do for a living. I didn't know where I was going to go as far as that's concerned. I just knew that if I had a family, I think we'd be fine. Probably backwards way of doing it, but we did. And I found Val and kind of knew that it was a thing. And we just said, we click. Everything we do, we seem to just go well for us. And at least everything but the financial part, of course, but I always started. But so as a young man of, I was 21, we were married, and I'm saying to myself, okay, now what? We have so little, but we have each other, and you think back years later, well, that was enough. That was just enough at the time. Pretty soon we decided to have children, and we started out with our oldest, Amy, and it was a wonderful thing. Just couldn't be any happier with what we had. And as time went on, we decided, well, we better have another. And so we did. That was the only real thing that was a wonderful thing. We had a boy. The only real tragedy in my life, that was one of those points that you just wish you never would have had to experience, but we did. And he passed from SIDS at age of 6 weeks, and very devastating, as it would be for many people, but we managed somehow to get through that. And as time went on, we decided that our oldest should not be alone. So we got brave, and we had our Kimmy, which was about a year or so later after our son had passed. And so that made our family. We figured 2 was perfect. And so we just went on day to day as we got older, and raised our kids the best we could. We found that we really didn't need much besides each other. As Kimmy was getting older and Amy were going, you're going through all the usual things, all the dance, all the softball. The thing is, we were a very happy family, but we decided we needed something else. So Val started doing daycare, which enabled all the kids to be able to stay home, and she wasn't off during the work. And our little school was just down the block, so they could just go back and forth every day. And that was something we always talked to our kids about too, saying, do you want more brothers and sisters in the house? And they did. And it was always like we always had enough when it comes to the time and attention around. Because soon after that, when we kind of scaled back the daycare, we decided it was time for foster care. And talk about having brothers and sisters in the house, and how loving our girls were with them. It was truly amazing what they went through. And I've talked a little bit about the ups and downs, but we had some, greater tragedies. You had the ones where the kids have their first boyfriends and they it doesn't work out and their hearts are broken and you feel so bad for them, and all the tragedies that go with getting older and going through your teen years to the time when they decide that they don't want to be with you because you're mom and dad and they're teenagers, and you kind of feel bad, but it's part of being teens, and you go on. But I think overall, what my point is, not to get too drawn out for you folks, is that you really learn through the times that you have, and I think it's important to have the down times as well as the times that bring you up. And by that I mean, sometimes in this world it seems like the farther you have to kind of go down the sadness trail, if you allow yourself the joy that comes after, it's an amazing thing. And I think about things that define ourselves are having the down with the up. And I look back at what my decisions were, and I would not have changed a thing. Okay, maybe a couple things I could have changed, but not really. And would I do it again? I would do it again. I just believe there are a few things in this life that we actually are privileged to kind of know what we need to do, and that was probably one of the greatest ones of this lifetime for me. And as I go to having grandkids and stuff now, as the kids get older, and I'm beginning to kind of be more for me and kind of to look and see, what it's like to kind of grow in other ways. And I think that all came because I got to be that father first, and what really defined us. And I thank you for listening to a father kind of gush on a little bit about his family, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.